Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel once again. If this is your first time here, you are also welcome. My name is Nancy. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this stylish gathered skirt. So if you're interested in learning how to cut and sew this skirt, let's get started. I made use of two different Ankara. This Ankara was used for the upper part of the skirt, which was half yards, while the second Ankara was used for the gathered part of the skirt, which is the lower part, and I made use of 2 yards. So this is the fabric for the upper part of the skirt. I folded it into two. The first step is to mark the waistline for this skirt. So because I'll be attaching a waistband of 1.5 inches in length to the waist circumference of this skirt, I placed my tape on the waistline to deduct the 1.5 inches. Now the next step is to mark the hip line. My hip line is 9 inches. For the length of the upper part of the skirt, I left it to be on 16.5 inches for now. On the waistline, I placed my waist circumference divided by 4 inches and I added a sewing allowance of 1.5 inches to the side. On the hip line, I placed my hip circumference divided by 4 and added 1.5 inches sewing allowance to the side to connect the waist circumference to the hip circumference using the curved side of my ruler. Using the straight side of my ruler, I connected the hip circumference vertically downward. In order to achieve the stylish curved design at the bottom of the upper part of the skirt, there are some necessary measurements we need to place. On the hip line, I placed my tape inward to mark 4.5 inches. For a plus size person, you should mark 5 inches. Above the hip line, I marked 2 inches. So use the curved side of my ruler to connect both points together. Now above the edge of the hip line, I placed my tape to mark 3.5 inches. So I used the curved side of the ruler to connect both points together as well. The next step is to add 1 inch sewing allowance to the top of the waistline. And the reason is because I'll be sewing half-inch allowance from the bottom of the skirt and half-inch allowance at the top of the waistline as well, which summed it up to 1 inch sewing allowance. So I would cut out the edges of the skirt and the extra edges on the waistline. The next step is to cut out the curved edges. So this is the upper part of the front piece of the skirt. For the lower part of the skirt, I'll be cutting out this using the splash and spread method in order to achieve the gathered part of the skirt. So I placed my tape on the bottom of the skirt to mark 2 inches and I kept marking 2 inches distance from each point. I extended each point vertically upward. Actually, I was supposed to use a pattern paper for the front piece of this skirt because of the splash and spread method. But as at the time I made this tutorial, I didn't have a pattern paper. So if you have a pattern paper, in order not to waste your fabric, you can just use that. Now I would label each section from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next step is to pin each section before cutting. From the splash and spread method, you notice that the midpoint of this lower piece falls between number 2 and 3. So please take note of this. So these pieces from 1 to 5 would be used to get the lower part which has the gathers. To get the back piece for the upper part of the skirt, I folded the fabric into two and placed the front piece directly on the fabric, making sure that I marked a 2 inches distance from this fold, which will serve as a zipper allowance for the skirt, before placing the front piece directly on the line. Now I'm going to trace out exactly the same shape. So the only difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance. Now I slitted the zipper allowance. So this is the upper part of the front piece, while this is the upper part of the back piece. So here I've cut out the lining and the paper stay for both the front piece and the back piece. I'll take this to the ironing board to place the paper stay directly on the lining. The next step is to place the right side of the lining on the right side of the fabric. I took this piece to the sewing machine to stitch the edges following the direction of my finger. For the back piece, I would also stitch the edges. I went ahead to notch the curved edges before turning the fabric to the right side. Alright, so this is the front piece which is properly ironed, and this is the back piece of the skirt. So I decided to use a different Ankara print to make the gathers. The amount of fabric I used in making the gathers is 2 yards. So the width of this fabric here is 2 yards. For a plus size person, you can use 2.5 yards so that the gathers can be full. Now to measure the length of this fabric, I placed the upper part of the skirt and took the measurement from the side. Here I have it to be 5 inches. I subtracted this 5 inches from the top of this fabric, and the desired length of my skirt is 27 inches, so I added 1 inch sewing allowance to the end, which made it 28 inches altogether. The next step is to fold this piece into two equally. So recall that I used the splash and spread method to get the lower part of the skirt, which I said I was going to use to make the gathers for this skirt, because I don't want one side of the gathers to be longer than the other side. So working with this method would make each side of the gathers to be equal. Now the next step is to place the first piece on this fold, making sure that it's 1 inch below the top of the fabric. After pinning the first piece, I marked the length of the first piece. So this length would be a guide in placing the rest of the pieces. So from the top of this fabric to this length is 10.5 inches. So I kept marking 10.5 inches till I got to the end of the fabric. The next step is to spread out the pieces by keeping a distance from each other. And to take the measurements accurately, I placed my tape from this fold and took the measurements to the end of the fabric. So the width of this fabric on fold is 36 inches. So since I had 5 pieces for the lower part of the skirt, I divided 36 inches by 5, and that is 7.2 inches. Now I place my tape from this fold directly on the line to mark 7.2 inches. To place the second piece on this point I marked. So basically I'll keep marking a distance of 7.2 inches from each other. Recall that the midpoint of the lower part is between number 2 and 3. So I placed the measuring tape between number 2 and 3 to mark the midpoint, which I extended vertically upwards. Now, from the edge of the second piece, I connected it to the midpoint, and from the edge of the third piece, I also connected it to the midpoint as well. I went ahead to connect all pieces together by following the shape at the top of the template. After that, I'll go ahead to unpin the template. So I've gotten the accurate shape that will fit into the bottom of the upper piece of this skirt. Now the next step is to trim following the direction of the chalk. So these are important tips you should take note of. I'll be notching the top of the center fold and also notching the midpoint of this fold. I still went ahead to mark both sides of the midpoint so I can easily identify the midpoint. Now you should know that this is the front piece of the gathered part of my skirt. So I placed the front piece on my main fabric to cut out the back piece, making sure it's the same shape and the same measurement as well. The only difference between the front piece and the back piece is that the back piece has a zipper allowance. In order for me to achieve that, I slitted the center fold of the back piece. I also notched the midpoint and used a chalk to make a mark in order to identify the midpoint. This is very important because you don't want one side of your skirt to be longer than the other. So this is my front piece for the gathers. I opened it up and I'll take this to the sewing machine to make a gathered stitch following the direction of the shape at the top. I've been able to make a gathered stitch. I picked one of the threads on this side to calmly draw it. So please take your time while drawing the thread so it doesn't cut. So I got tired of adjusting from this side. I went ahead to the other end to keep adjusting the threads to form the gathers. So I've completed the gathers for the front piece. The next step is to flip the fabric to the wrong side so I can easily identify the points I mark. This is the center and this is the two midpoints on the sides. So now I'm going to chalk it on the right side of the fabric so you can see the reason why it's very important to chalk all points. To place the upper part of the front piece, I folded the piece into two to mark the center and placed the center directly on the center top of the gathers, then pinned it together. Now for this sharp edge, I'll be placing it on the third point, which is one side of the midpoint for the gathers, and I would also pin together. So whatever extra pieces by the side of the gathers will be pleated in to fit in to the top of the skirt. Now I pin this together as well. For this sharp edge on this side, I would place it directly on the midpoint of the gathers to pin together and to pleat in the rest of the gathers to fit in properly. I took the front piece of the skirt to my sewing machine to make a top stitch by stitching directly on the edges of the bottom of the upper part of this skirt. Alright, so this is how it should be after stitching. So this is one side of the back piece. I marked 2 inches zipper allowance from this point, and from that point I started making a straight gathered stitch following the shape at the top. So I've made the gathers and this is the midpoint, which I placed the sharp edge directly on it as well to pin the edges and to also top stitch the edges following the shape. Alright, so this has been properly secured. Now for the other side of the back piece, I marked a zipper allowance of 2 inches from the center, and from this point I would make a gathered stitch following the shape at the top. After securing the gathers properly, I placed the sharp edge of the top part directly on the midpoint of the gathers to top stitch the edges. I placed both sides of the back piece directly on each other. Now I went ahead to mark a zipper opening of 7 inches. For a plus size person, 9 inches is fine. Then I took the back piece to the sewing machine to stitch directly from this point vertically downwards to the bottom of the skirt. Alright, so this is the zipper opening of the skirt. So if you are not interested in attaching a pocket to the sides of the skirt, you should then place your waist circumference divided by 2 on the waist line, and on the hip line you should place your hip circumference divided by 2 as well. Then you connect the hip point to the waist point and then extend the hip line vertically downwards to the hem. You do the same for the other side, but as time went on I decided to attach a pocket to my skirt. To do this, I folded this fabric into 4 and I measured 7 inches in length for the pocket opening. Now I'm going to insert my hand into the pocket opening, and then I would spread out my fingers to trace out the pocket, making sure that it's 2 inches above my fingers. The next step is to trim out. After cutting, I had 4 pieces of this pocket. This is the front piece of my skirt, and to attach the pocket to the skirt, I marked 2 inches below the waistline on this side and also marked the same for the other side as well. Now I placed a single pocket directly on this point, secured it with a pin and stitched the edges by ½ inch following the direction of the chalk, and I did the same for the other side as well. For the back piece of the skirt, I marked 2 inches below the waistline on this side and did the same for the other side as well. The next step is to place the pocket directly on this point to stitch by ½ inch, and to also place the fourth pocket from this point to stitch by ½ inch as well. After the pocket has been attached to the front piece, I folded the front piece into 2. The next step is to dip the center of the waistline. From the top of the center fold, I marked 1 inch and connected the point to the edge of the waistline on the side. So this is all for the front piece. The next thing I did was to place the front piece directly on the back piece to stitch the sides following the direction of the chalk. After stitching the sides of the skirt, I turned the skirt to the right side of the fabric. Now, the next thing I did was to take the measurements of the waist circumference with the zipper allowance included. So the waist circumference and the zipper allowance included here is 29 inches altogether. The width of the waistband is 4 inches, while the length of the waistband is 29 inches. On half side of the band, I placed a gum stay and also folded the edges of this side by ½ inch. I went ahead to fold the band into 2, making sure that the side without the gum stay is ½ inch outward, and this side will be directly attached to the wrong side of the waistline by ½ inch. To secure the waistband properly, I folded the waistband into 2, making sure it covers the seam, and I also went ahead to stitch the edges of the band. So the final step is to attach the zipper to the zipper allowance and to also secure the hem of the skirt by folding it in by ½ inch and further folding it by ½ inch. Alright guys, this is the final outcome of the skirt. It came out really beautiful. You should give it a try, and if this tutorial was helpful, kindly subscribe, share and like my tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.